Chairman and members of the board. And
Can I get that out of the way?
you've all received the letter from Senator Dela, Cruz, and Sullivan, and acknowledges the concerns brought up at public hearings for native land rights, sovereignty, and other issues. Their letter recognizes the importance of these issues, but also notes that Act 55 was not intended to address these issues in particular, and that the legislature has passed other pieces of legislation for those issues. The letter also includes a strategic plan, and I'd like to review the mission and guidelines that was put forward. We'll also have it up on the board there for you to read, or I'm sure you have the letter in hand and the memo. You know, the mission, and the mission.
Good afternoon. Chair, board members, my name is Kika Kokoski. I'm with the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council. Just for your information, the council is comprised of approximately 13 out of 17 construction trade unions throughout Hawaii. A significant amount of our membership are beneficiaries of OHA. Not to point them out specifically, but a lot of concern and opposition has come from them. So we've tried to take the time to speak with some of the opponents that have cultural expertise, as well as representatives from OHA. We wanted to really look at this issue from all sides. Our membership, our council is very sensitive, although we are a construction-based organization, and our members rely on construction for their living. We also are very sensitive to the cultural aspects and the potential abuses and misuse that something like this may have. So we don't want to take this lightly, and we take it very, very serious. With that said, we do respect some of the comments that were made in previous hearings and in previous meetings here at the PLDC, and we've been in most of them, not all of them, but most of them. And although we do respect the comments made by opponents, as a council, we have formally supported the PLDC and its intent, and we look forward to continuing to work with the administration, with Mr. Haraguchi, with this board, with other stakeholders, including the environmentalists and other Hawaiian groups, to try to come to some kind of common ground, and to ensure that the intent of the PLDC is met while being sensitive and preserving cultural and our natural resources at the same time. I do want to make a comment regarding the strategic plan that was just mentioned. And I guess when you start pinpointing and getting to specific statutes, it kind of opens up a can of worms. So I'm going to throw one more worm into the can. We are concerned, we're appreciative of including Chapter 104 into the strategic plan. We would also ask that you consider the inclusion of HRS 444 and 386. Our understanding is, in our interpretation of the statute, is that these statutes, as well as many others, are not exempt from this PLDC, but for the record, we would like to express our if you would consider including 444 and 386 in further discussions. Also, I haven't heard, and maybe I was absent at that particular meeting, but discussion regarding the Hawaii Tax Optimization Plan that was outlined in the statute 171C-5. I'm not sure if that has been brought up for discussions or where it is on the timetable, but that may be an area that could help address some of the concerns that are out there. I think a lot of the concerns are just because a lot of this is unknown. So the more that becomes known, I think a lot of the concerns may start to be addressed.
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. What is 444 and 386? Just in general.
444 is contractor licensing. and 386 is workers' compensation. You know, we are watching, very interested in the exemptions from construction standards as they relate to development of lands. We have been in discussions with your administration. You know, we've been really pleased with the open dialogue today, and we look forward to continued dialogue. We just want to make sure that whatever is developed is safe and is, does what it's intended to do. And is a good investment by the people of Hawaii.
Any other questions? No? Thank you very much.
Section 171-64.7. This has come up before, and this is prohibition on sale of ceded lands. And with this section that we abide by, would require, if we do sell lands, a 2/3 vote by the legislature. And PLDC will pay OHA any ceded land revenues as required by HRS section 10-13.3. And it continues, with ownership will always remain with the state or county. And this follows the previous section which we mentioned, that I just mentioned about the sale of lands. Management and projects shall comply with agency conditions. What remain here is that, an example, if we had a project for which Dela and R had rights over the lands, you know, we after it was transferred to us or transferred to us on a lease basis, then we'd be able to go back to that agency for management of the property itself. Revenues for Dela and R and other title agencies shall be retained or increased with any transfer of management. 85% of the state share of generated net revenue shall go to the title agency or agencies. Next slide. We continue with the last three remaining, which is each identified state parcel must have approval from BLNR or the title agency to PLDC participation, subject to HRS Chapter 92, which is the Sunshine Law. PLDC will not develop agricultural lands eligible for designation as important agricultural lands, many of you know as IAL. PLDC will comply with conditions required by the county for infrastructure connections. And this is where in the law and in the rules that we say that we need to work with the city and county relative to getting approvals in regards to sewer connection, water, etc. You know, these are the things that are necessary, obviously, for any kind of development to happen. So, slide 5, next one. And this is the vision. PLDC will assist state and county agencies and departments to increase public benefit by facilitating partnerships that allow for reinvestment and enhancement of existing state assets. And then we have in parks, harbors, buildings, schools. PLDC works with agencies to establish new programs and incentives of public benefit. PLDC assists state agencies in achieving their core missions and increasing their department's revenues. And lastly, PLDC works to create jobs and small business opportunities that are achieved through partnerships with state agencies and departments. Now that's our vision. It goes on with the goals and objectives, and I'll just I know everyone can read, but just mention goals. Objective goal 1 is to establish a process to identify potential projects within the guidelines which encourage partnership between communities, publics, and small business. Second goal would be detailed process of agency involvement and agency approvals that are required for a project to be achieved. Goal 3 is work with the departments that are pursuing new initiatives that increase public benefit. And i.e. this would be the 21st century schools. And goal number 4, which is last, help communities attract partners for community reinvestment projects that support community needs. Now, staff supports the plan as presented, and they provide a framework for how the PLDC can work to achieve its mission. We would encourage the board and members of the public to review the strategic plan as provided for you today, and provide us with comments for consideration as well. We have posted the letter, the strategic plan, on our PLDC website. Website is www.hawaii.gov/DLNR/PLDC. So you can access the website and take a look, review the strategic plan, and provide comments to us. Thank you. That's the update on the plan itself.
Okay, thank you. Sure. Yep, question?
What about the process?
The process for yes, yeah. We can go through the process. It's a chart that is provided. Excuse me. And this will allow or give an opportunity for the community, for the public and the board to look at the steps involved in a project. I just need to get to the. Go ahead.
I think one of the key points is that there are several opportunities for the public.
Yes.
Any project.
I want to say this. Take a look at the chart first, okay? And make your comments. But there are definitely opportunities. I think right now there are 5.
There's at
One,
least 3.
One, two.
There will be probably 4,
Yeah.
if not 5.
The process will include I think 5 opportunities for the public to provide testimony when we go and ask for or go to the agency that has control of the land. And I could real quickly, the first time would be say on a co-informational basis when we come to the board and give them the information on potential projects that we're talking about. It's not an approval, but yet the public could obviously do or ask questions. Then we could go to the agency that has rights over the land and ask for a transfer. After that, we could, not after that, but next step would be our board itself coming back to them to explain what the project is about. And it could be next could be the final step where we could ask for approval of the project itself. As I said, take a look at this, and we're looking at it ourselves. And the reason why I'm saying like 4 or 5, because at the end of the day, I mean, after reviewing this again, it'll be probably more in a range of maybe 6 opportunities that the public will have to give testimony in regards to a project. So community input will be provided definitely.
Any other questions to the director?
So, is this chart a public document?
It's a public document right now,
Yeah.
and it's out there for review. And when we come back again, from the time, for today's meeting to the time that we come back to our next meeting, we would ask again the public and the board to provide any kind of comments that they may have as far as the chart or any other parts of the strategic plan that they'd like to comment on. And we'll review that and revise if necessary not only the chart but the strategic plan itself, and come back to the board. And if everything falls in line and everyone agrees, then we'll ask for approval for the strategic plan at the next meeting. Thank you.
I would encourage the person in the audience to give us comments on the strategic plan.
I'll also note, members, that you'll have copies of the letter from Senator Solomon and Senator Dela Cruz, who I think were integral in working with the executive director in formulating the strategic plan.